All right, Jim Grieshaber, Jamie Varner back here at Prescott Valley Event Center in Prescott Valley, Arizona. Jamie, before we move on to our main event, that last fight, wow, Roberto Young and Esteban Payan, one for the ages for sure here at Rage in the Cage and MMA in general.
It was an unbelievable fight. It doesn't matter the organization. That was one of the best fights I've ever seen. That fight in the UFC gets a bonus. They probably get a double bonus.
Yeah.
Those guys walk away with $100 grand. Like, it was unbelievable. It was one of the best fights I've ever seen. And the fact that Roberto Young was just sleeping this morning, on his couch, like, yeah, I'm gonna fight tonight against Esteban Payan, a guy that's fought UFC, Bellator, Shark Fights. I mean, the guy's fought everywhere, and he's fought a who's who of fighting. I mean, he was in the semifinals of that Bellator tournament.
He is a warrior, Esteban too, we should point out, for winning that fight after early on taking those shots from Roberto Young. He did it with kicks, with Muay Thai, and big punches. Esteban Payan, the winner in our co-main event over Roberto Young, who took the fight today. But you see the pink shirts scattered about the arena. Jamie, they're here for one reason. Danny's mob is in the house for Danny Hilton. He's gonna take on Jose Portocarrero in our main event coming up in just a couple of minutes as the fighters will begin making their way to the cage. Jose Portocarrero has been around for a long time. He's 5-5 as a pro. Danny Hilton, meanwhile, obviously has been around for a long time too. We've seen him on the Crimson Canvas before. He's 3-3. Tough loss to Ray Robinson back here in January. But the big difference tonight, Danny's at 155. Didn't have to cut all the way down to 145 like he did last time.
It's really interesting between both these guys. Both these guys have 500 records, but yet they're so much tougher than what their records truly display. They are tough guys, and Danny's mob is totally in the house. You thought the crowd got ignited earlier? Just wait.
You see Jose Portocarrero there out of Lake Havasu City, Arevalo Academy. 5'4", 155. He's 37 years old. I've gotten to know him from doing these fights and some other fights over the years. Started in MMA in 2007. A couple of guys in the gym thought he looked good and said, hey, you should come train. He got hooked from that point on. But he's done a lot of big shows here in Arizona. Wants to finish his career by 40, which is a little less than 3 years away for him. It's his first time fighting in Prescott Valley, but he says he knows Danny Hilton's well-rounded, so he is not going to make Danny Hilton fight his own style. He wants to wrestle and take Danny on the ground and use that MMA wrestling.
One thing I do remember about Jose is him having a hard overhand right into his takedown. So we'll see if he throws those hard overhand shots, since Danny is the taller fighter. Him getting in the inside, doing a little bit of body work, throwing hard shots to the body, coming over top of the overhand right. If that isn't successful, then transitioning into that takedown.
And Jose lost the 155-pound title fight to Jakar Close in June at Rage in the Cage 176. As you hear the screams from the fans, Jamie, that means only one thing. We're here in Prescott Valley. Danny's mob is in the house for that guy in the pink shirt, Danny Hilton, one of the more popular fighters that you'll ever come across. Everybody loves him. He's a great dude. The fans are here to support him. He's a warrior. He fights with his heart. He does everything he can to help sell tickets to make this event as big as it can possibly be. But more important than that, Danny Hilton is a fighter. It's in his blood. He didn't like the way he lost last time to Ray Robinson. Caught him with a knee, hit him with a couple of big shots, and ended up in an armbar. It didn't sit well with him. He thought he was going to end up needing surgery. He's been getting rehab down in the valley at Triad Wellness, and they've done enough good work on that elbow of Danny Hilton to get him back here for Rage in the Cage 178 just a few months later.
I am truly a Danny Hilton fan. This guy always has a smile on his face. He is such a great ambassador for this sport. And the fact that he's able to fight here again in his hometown with all of his friends and family here to support him, unbelievable. What a fortunate guy. I don't know if you've had the pleasure of talking to him outside of fighting. I've had the pleasure of meeting with him a couple of times, and he's just a gentleman. He's a great person, very well-rounded, very hard-working, and he's super funny. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram or Twitter or even Facebook. He's a funny guy. He posts some crazy stuff all the time.
He is a really good dude, funny guy, also a character. Of course, you got the pink shirts, the pink trunks for Danny Hilton. I mean, look, he's learned a lot from tough losses to guys like Robinson and Nuzzo. Fights out of TNT, training with Edwin Deweese, his good buddy, Sam Shapiro, Zach Brewster, and Rob Johnson, who fought earlier tonight here and lost in our opening matchup against Manny Villarreal at Captain CrossFit up here in Prescott Valley. Danny just went to a local gym and was humbled by the talent, been training ever since, loves his teammates and his friends, and just a very good guy and a terrific fighter in Danny Hilton, but he's got a very tough opponent in Jose Portocarrero. We are ready for our main event at 155, 3 5-minute rounds. Danny Hilton, you see him right there, the hometown boy, taking on the Peruvian Piranha, Jose Portocarrero. Let's go up for the official introductions to the voice of the Crimson Canvas, Rockin' Rick Reyes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening, and it is brought to you by XL Health Club. These are the principals on my left, wearing black trunks with red and white trim, but fighting out of the blue corner. He comes from Arroyo Academy in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. He has an even record of 5 wins, 5 losses, is 5'4" tall, and weighed in at 154 pounds. Please welcome Jose, the Peruvian Piranha, Portocarrero. His opponent on my right, pacing in the red corner, wearing pink shorts with black trim. He is 6 feet tall, 155 pounds. He has an even record of 3 wins, 3 losses. Practices out at TNT and Captain CrossFit. He hails from right here in Prescott, Arizona. Ladies and gentlemen, your own Danny Hilton. Mr. Ryan Brueggemann is our 3rd man in the cage.
All right, fighters, we're over the instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up now if you wish. Come out swinging.
Danny Hilton and Jose Portocarrero, 5-5 against 3-3 at lightweight here. Portocarrero 10 years older, Danny with a significant height advantage. And this, of course, brought to you by XL Health Club. Here they come for round 1. Danny Hilton, Jose Portocarrero. Hilton in the pink trucks, Portocarrero in the black as we get it going early with a couple of leg kicks.
This is a tough matchup. I always, being the shorter fighter, I always hated fighting taller guys, especially guys like the body type that Danny Hilton has, guys like James Krause, guys like Donald Cerrone, even Edson Barbosa, tall, lean guys that are rangy. They're tough. You have to take punishment to give punishment. You have to get on the inside in order to hurt them. You have to get past their punches. You have to get past their legs, get on the inside to land your own shots. Super tough, but dynamite comes in small packages, and that's what my mom always told me. So I knew once I got on the inside and I threw some punches, I knew I'd hurt him.
And that's what Portocarrero hopes to do here, make Hilton fight his fight, which is dirty, wrestling on the ground, grappling, strikes on the ground, and Danny, of course, going to want to stay at range, and he's very well-rounded. He can do a lot of things. He's a good striker. He's good at Muay Thai. Danny's got an excellent high kick as well. So Portocarrero is going to want to get in tight, look for takedowns against Hilton, who's going to want to score with strikes and keep this thing on the feet.
Notice that Jose keeps going from southpaw to right-handed. I don't know if he's a traditional right-handed fighter, or if he's a natural southpaw. But I know he's got a hard overhand right, but I've seen him switch to southpaw and lead with that right hook. That's a tough guy to fight, but with Danny being so rangy, when he goes to switch stances like that, he needs to throw a kick. And speaking of kick right to the groin.
Nothing like what we saw Ryan Jimmo take at that last UFC fight card a week ago, but man, I don't know if you saw that one. Our sometimes partner when you're not here, Ryan Jimmo, he took a big one, but that doesn't feel good.
No, it sucks. I fought Kamal Shalarus. I know all about that. I took 4 in that fight. They're not fun. They can totally take the legs out from underneath you. I just remember my legs feeling so heavy after stuff like that.
Danny ready to get it back going. Of course, Danny would never do anything like that on purpose. He's letting them know now as they come back into the center. Let's take a quick look There it is.
Oh, man.
And it wasn't even the knee, it was the shin bone of Danny Hilton, but it doesn't make it hurt any less. So obviously it wasn't intentional as Portocarrero tries a leg kick on Hilton, but just can't get close to him.
You know, that leg kick looked like it landed pretty flush. Saw a leg kick, and it's not a bad game plan. Danny Hilton's he's tall, he's skinny, doesn't got a lot of meat to cover up those bones. So those leg kicks could pay dividends later on in the fight. But I give the advantage on the ground to Danny Hilton. He's got great jiu-jitsu. He trains under Steve Judson, who's a black belt under Gustavo Dantes. And look ends up in the bylock, ends up right in the mount position from the bylock, taking his back.
The back of Portocarrero. Danny Hilton doing a nice job now, looking to score and land some punches, maybe even get a finish in this fight. Danny very comfortable on the ground just because he's not a wrestler. He's great with the jiu-jitsu, as you said. They're right in front of us against the cage. Hilton swinging away and landing a lot of blows on Portocarrero. Danny told me he felt a lot more comfortable coming in at 155, and he looks it here in round one.
That was a nice elbow strike from the top. And I actually was going to give Jose some credit for that back escape, but Danny was able just to transition right to the mount, and that's all she wrote.
That's it. Danny Hilton with the finish. Less than 3 minutes into round number one.
Danny Hilton, what a stud. Came in here from his hometown, had a bad taste in his mouth about that last fight, and just threw down. He put on a show, did what he had to do, got on top, and threw punishing strikes. He forced the referee's hand. A lot of those punches weren't landing flush, but when you take that many unanswered blows, the ref has to do his job and stop the fight.
Jamie heading toward the cage for the post-fight interview with Danny Hilton. Another stoppage on a great night of fights here in Prescott Valley at Rage in the Cage 178. The crowd, everybody on their feet. Nobody wants to leave until they hear from their hometown boy, Danny Hilton. And there's Danny celebrating. He's got the phone out. I think he's going to do a little selfie, maybe a selfie video here, and who could blame him? It is the 21st century. Jamie said Danny is all over the social media, very entertaining guy, and he is. He lives for this sport. He lives for his fans. He loves to fight, loves to put on a show. Really didn't feel good about that loss to Ray Robinson last time out, and he avenges it big time with a huge win over Jose Portocarrero here tonight. He gets the finish by TKO in round number one. Danny's mob, a bunch of happy members here tonight. He sold a lot of t-shirts. He's got a big after party here locally that a lot of the fans will be at, and you can't help but be happy for a guy like Danny Hilton. Now on the flip side, Jose Portocarrero is one of the nicer guys you could ever meet. I've known him for a while as well. And we're taking a look at the replay here. See Danny Hilton in the full mount right there on Jose Portocarrero, and Jose tried to get off. He tried the escape from his back, but he could not get away from Danny Hilton. You see those blows landing one after another, and finally Ryan Brueggemann comes in to stop the fight. Danny Hilton and everybody here in Prescott Valley with big smiles here tonight. Let's go for the official decision to Rock and Rick Reyes.
All right, once again, ladies and gentlemen, the official time. 2 minutes, 52 seconds in the very first round. Your referee stops contest due to strikes. Your winner, fighting out of the red corner by TKO, Danny Hilton!
Very happy with that win as Danny Hilton, and there he is with Jamie Varner.
Oh, man. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Danny Hilton. How does it feel to get this win in your hometown?
Oh, it feels so good. Last one was like blue balls, so I was just like, I had to get one. That's it.
Oh, man. All right, Danny. So a lot of tickets, huge crowd here for you. Did you feel any more pressure coming off that tough loss here in your hometown?
You know, I completely tore my UCL in that last fight, and we rehabbed it. Center for Physical Excellence, Lord over there, she helped me out. We got it back, and I have such a great team here in Prescott and Phoenix. Man, it's so awesome. But no added pressure. I felt good.
The funny thing, I was talking.
If anything, there was less pressure because I'd already lost in front of everybody, you know?
I was telling anybody, it doesn't matter whether you win, whether you lose. You're always a game dog, but you always got a smile on your face. Can you let everybody know what's next for Danny Hilton?
You know, right now I don't want no title shots, nothing crazy. I just want to get some more experience, get some good wins, and that's it.
All right, Danny Hilton, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for him.
absolute